ADHD, the national average is about 30% will have another learning type, like dyslexia, slow reading, something, math could be a problem. And we help solve those things and find out really what their true weakness is. We find out through an evaluation what their weaknesses are, and there's a number of traits that we can go learning issues by doing these exercises to build these weak connections. It's strictly about getting these connections in the brain built so that the information can go. The processing speed speeds up, and it's like connecting a number of processors. Dyslexics have a lot of gifts, and some people that don't realize they see in 3D, they're very creative. We shouldn't be set back by having issues because there's usually a gift somewhere, and it really just takes one or two of these processors to be slow. So once we do these exercises, those processors start working faster and faster and faster and come up to the other one. And sometimes those muscles aren't very strong. That's like all these things are, is sometimes the muscles aren't there. So we offer a free evaluation to give the parents their strengths and weaknesses. It takes a couple hours to do the eval, but it gives them some great information about where their kid's really at. And then obviously we have a program that can help them overcome those. We're a solution-based company. Kids off medication because the side effects are sometimes worse than what the kids actually act up and do. I know some of it helps them focus, but it's really together, do these exercises. It's really pretty simple.
At Pheno Brain Training, we get kids off medication very quickly in the program, usually within 60 to 90 days. And the way we're able to do that is through the exercises. One of the exercises we do that helps get kids off ADHD medication is called ball tracking, where they lay down on the floor and a ball is hung from the ceiling and they track the ball back and forth while having a conversation and holding their body still.
Another example, we actually call it focus response, and they hold their finger up and they touch that. They're actually having to hold that concentration and that thought. The opportunity is just abundant. Going through our program solves all those things, gets those connections built. We're a firm believer in the brain. It can be blended and grown, and these neuron connections can happen, and all they're missing is a few of these things. And so we just start out by finding out the strengths and weaknesses. So Pheno Brain Training's exercises are developed to build neuron connections to get your child off those medications. And so that by doing these exercises, they get off, they don't need them anymore. Parents come to us and talk about how their child won't follow through with things. I give them direction and they don't do it. It's really about making decisions. It gets back to their understanding what's important, so they don't know what to do. So Pheno, we get the parent to see all the weaknesses and their strengths, but we also look at it and everything's in a positive, successful way.
Our program helps parents understand the idea that they need to take charge when it comes to their child's education. No child is going to come up to their parents and say, hey, I'm struggling at school, please help me, get me into a program, I want to do something extra. Because usually if they struggle at school, they already have a negative image of school and don't like it. We see kids very unhappy when they come into the program. A week or two in, they're very happy. They realize it's not schoolwork, it's physical and mental exercises. The main thing that we focus on in the beginning is becoming aware of your learning process and how people learn. So once you're aware of that and realize that every situation is a teachable moment and not a mistake and something you should get mad at, the kids really grow and the parents grow together and they solve things, and the general relationship between the kids and the parents improves.
Some exercises that make them recognize what's important and what they should be focused on, and that they start understanding where their brain is going with things, and so they can recognize that this is not the appropriate thing to do.
The way our program helps kids with meltdowns is they have a weakness in their size where they don't understand what's important. So to them, whatever activity they're focused on in that moment is all that matters to them. They don't see the rest of the world. They don't see what someone else might want them to do. They just see
his own. He has the capability now to be able to sit down and do a lesson all on his own, sometimes with a little bit of help. Jeremiah was diagnosed as autistic about 2 years ago, and he and I both had to kind of press on. I had to press on with encouraging and being patient, things like that. And then he just had to press on with doing the exercises. But after that, we knew we could do it together.
I've noticed so many things this year. We were talking in the car on our way over, and I said, you know, your focus I think is better. I can give you multiple tasks to do, and then you'll do them, where before she won't sit down long enough to do any of her schoolwork. We were doing hours of homework last year for 3rd grade. It's been really neat because when they give her a new exercise, and over time she'll get it, she'll master it, and we'll be able to move on to the next.
He's a D1 prospect for football. He's kicking 65-yard field goals, and so he's able to focus better, and he is definitely able just to focus and drown out all the surroundings around him and be able to
Now I can. And so every day brings so much joy to me because I'm able to communicate.
hit his mark. He just was a more positive kid.
So I really, really wanted to connect with Jeremiah, and I felt like I couldn't before. And sharing life and the different things that make him happy, make me happy.